Are there any other symbols used to represent Irishness other than the harp, shamrock, or
The Clotta?
Claddagh? Yes.
Clotta. Yes, we have. There's the harp, the shamrock, and the Clotta are the most recognizable, the most obvious symbols of Ireland, the most used, overused in some cases, symbols of Ireland. The other strong symbols, I would say, in general, are just knotwork, and one of my favorites is the Book of Kells. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful symbolism, like the zoomorphic kind of figures in the Book of Kells. Zoomorphic meaning animals which have knotwork bodies, and there's knotwork entangled in the animals. There's dudes pulling on each other's beards, all intertwined. There's dragons eating people. It's a weird book, dude.
Right.
But there's a lot of beautiful symbolism in the Book of Kells, in the Book of Darrow. There's like a few different Irish manuscripts that have beautiful knotwork in them and beautiful zoomorphic stuff.
Yeah, that's where my brain was going. The only other symbol that's as powerful in people's imaginations as the big three would be the Celtic Cross. Essentially, that is universally a known as an Irish thing. Knotwork itself didn't start in Ireland, but they kind of perfected it. And by the time of the Catholic Irish Church, Celtic Christianity, which was its own very special story and flavor of Christianity, I highly recommend researching it. The Celtic Cross became an export when the monks of Ireland started to move out from Ireland and started to proselytize into other places. They brought the art with them. The Book of Kells is a great example. Some of the standing crosses in Scotland and all across Ireland, of course, Celtic Knotwork and Celtic Crosses kind of are the soul of Ireland, if you will.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Speaking of Book of Kells.
Oh, there's some pagan stuff too, but I'll get into that later.
It's inside. The Book of Kells. We were when we were designing recently new sports, we were thinking, okay, what else can we do? We've done the Irish harp. Here, I'll show both. We did the Irish Clotta, dressborn. There's a Clotta in the center, two harps on the sides, and the crown for the top, which is the top of the Clotta as well. We have little harps on the bills, and then we have shamrocks climbing up the shoulders. We did this like 4 or 5 years ago, and we wanted to kind of refresh it and do something else. So one of the things we thought of is we were looking to the Book of Kells for inspiration on what else could we do as far as symbolism of Ireland, of Christianity, of like all this other cool stuff. And I came across a specific page in the Book of Kells, and it had I remember 4 arches, and then it had the 4 apostles, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, in their zoomorphic figures. And it literally was a semicircle. It was the perfect shape for a cantle. And I just kind of stopped on the page, and I was like, yup, that is what we have to do. So we started with that. So we do a a Book of Kells sporn. We have 2 dress sporns with that. We also have a kilt pin, which is 2 guys up and down, fighting each other based on the symbolism in the Book of Kells. It is just I don't know. I have a book of the Book of Kells, like an artwork book of it. And every time I open it, I find something else cool, some little detail I missed before, a little mouse in the corner or whatever. You find new stuff. The more you look at the Book of Kells, the more things you find in it.
Yeah, I think it's probably the most beautiful sporn we've designed. Frankly, I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous.
We designed but didn't design.
Yeah, well, it's imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, you could say. But I also do like the kilt pin. The kilt pin is fun and was kind of fun to come up with as a design because it's like you can sort of imagine it as just 2 guys, or the one guy looks a little bit more Norse and the other guy looks a little bit more Bronze Age Celt, and you can wear the pin one side up or the other side up based on who you want to be winning. so it's fun. And there's a linearness and a logic to modern art which you don't see in medieval or primitive art, pre-Christian art, Bronze Age art, all that kind of stuff. And if you can capture that into a modern piece of jewelry, it's just freaking awesome,
Yeah.
So I love the kilt pin. Another thing that you've used in some of your designs, which just occurred to me, is a big Irish symbol, is the Trinity knot. You know, the Triskel. Well, the Triskel is different, but the Trinity knot is another classic Irish symbol.
Indeed. So, yeah, in Christianity, the Trinity is such a pervasive symbol. So it's another one of those that just ties in. You know, not really meaning to tie in Christianity and religion to it, but it has a deep roots in Irish culture as well.
Yeah,
absolutely.